Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I am back with an apartment renovation, which is honestly something I thought I wasn't going to be doing anymore. Now that the For Rent expansion pack is out, we can build our own customizable, like fully custom, whatever you'd like, from scratch apartments. You can create all sorts of residential rentals, whether that be townhouses, apartments, individual houses all on the same lot, and have that fully functional. So I wasn't sure how much I would want to use the apartment feature from City Living or the apartments in Evergreen Harbor after this pack came out, but here I am immediately decorating an apartment in San Myshuno because one thing that wasn't super advertised but is a new feature with the newest update that came out yesterday is you can now change the windows in the existing apartments. There's no cheats that are required. I didn't use Tool for this. I just bulldozed the apartment. All the windows will disappear and you can move, change, put any windows you want in any of the units. So while we still have the same shells for them, it kind of feels like we have entirely new apartments in these packs as well. So I immediately wanted to jump in, use some of the new items that we got with the newest expansion pack and mix it with a bunch of other items in the game and change out the windows in this apartment. So we are renovating 131021 Chic Street in the fashion district of San Myshuno. And I've always really wanted to use these Moschino windows in these apartments because they are so like New York City loft and I think they are beautiful. So that is what I opted to do here. And I went for more of a modern style in here with lots of bright pops of color. I primarily used black, red, and yellow in this apartment. I really tied that all in or pulled those colors from the rug that I'm going to be placing down here shortly in the living space, which is actually from the newest expansion pack. And these couches are two different couches. It's like two of the same couch from the Moschino stuff pack. And I haven't done this in a long time, but if you put these two together and then also combine the chair that came with the pack, there's no clipping and it looks like an L-shaped sofa. I know we have proper ones of those with Dream Home Decorator, but it's nice to have other styles. So I think it's still useful to sometimes combine couches together to get that look. So you can have some different sofas in the game. And then here I am just adding curtains to the space. These are the curtains from the, I almost said Desert Luxe, from the Modern Luxe kit. And I was really excited to use this new shelf item that came with For Rent. Ever since I had early access to that pack, I was so excited about this little shelf. It's just really pretty. I feel like it's going to fit into almost any kitchen that you want. The wood swatches are nice. I love the little plants on it. And it's just a really nice piece of clutter. So I decided to put that here between the windows, and then we are starting to decorate the rest of the kitchen. I opted to have some shelves over here in this corner. It's just nice to have open shelving, but also that way it wouldn't impact where I placed the window because I kind of liked it centered in that space, but it does overlap a little bit with where the counters are. And then I'm using all of the new appliances that came with Home Chef Hustle because they're nice and modern and pretty, and they still feel very new and exciting to me. So that's what I opted for here. I also used a bunch of clutter from that pack, and I will be getting a painting from, I want to say Cats and Dogs, that I put up above those shelves that I thought was absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the paintings that has like a collection of them that you can put together in the 4 match, and I end up using it in the red and black swatch, which I'll grab in a little while because it ended up matching the rug, and I just thought it was a nice way to tie that in. And at this point, I was thinking about putting tile in the kitchen to add some visual interest, and I just wasn't really liking it. And I do end up going back to just having the wood continuing into that space, which I think is a little bit more realistic and modern. So that's what I opted for. I do love a lot of those tiles, and particularly some of the ones that are in like yellows and greens and like beiges and stuff. That one right there, the brown and yellow, is beautiful. I think that's going to work so nicely in maybe older style apartments or homes. It looks very retro to me, and I think that'll be a fun one to do. Another thing that's on my to-do list that I'm hoping to get out sometime soon is I really want to build a new trailer park or tiny house community now that that is fully functional and you can have multiple households living on the same lot using the new residential rentals. I think that would be really cool because then you could actually not have all of those houses be to waste. I've done a lot of these in the past, so if you want to download any of my previous like tiny house communities or any of my previous like trailer homes or townhouses or anything like that, you can download them. They're just residentials, but it's super easy to go ahead and change that to a residential rental. You just change the lot type and then you select each room that you want to be for which unit. It's really user-friendly in my opinion, so I think that would be nice if you would like to go back and grab any of those. But I'm hoping to put out some new stuff sometime soon using that system. It's just building entire apartment complexes or townhouse lots or things like that. They're really big builds, so they're taking me a little bit longer. So I thought I would share this first, especially because I'm so excited to be able to change the windows in apartments now. But anyway, if you do like this build and you'd like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. And I'm hoping by the time this video goes up, I will have also uploaded all of my builds that I did with early access to For Rent. So keep an eye out on the gallery for that. I know I've had some questions about that, but I wasn't able to upload them until the pack came out and I had it in my own game so I could transfer my save files over, because that super early access I had where my name was bouncing across the screen, that is like a completely separate version of the game. So it's not connected to the gallery. So there's just a little bit of behind the scenes work of trying to get that moved over, and I hope that those are on the gallery now. In the living room space, I opted to use these base game side tables and kind of layer them, nest them like that. I thought it looked really cute. I've done that before, but that's been a new go-to for me for coffee tables, because I really like to have smaller coffee tables. I think they're more realistic, and the big ones just take up too much space in the game. They are absolutely enormous. I also added this new plant from For Rent. I end up moving it so it's not behind the couch anymore. It's gonna actually be over on the other side of the room, but I do put a different plant over there. I just really liked the red on that, and I was having fun exploring and adding red. Also, please ignore the like half circle rug that's in the middle of the room. I accidentally placed that down, but I did notice it, and I get rid of it in a little bit. It's probably bothering a lot of you looking at that. It was in the process of placing the rug by the front door. I accidentally placed 2 of them. So here I am just getting some cabinets here that are going to be like a TV unit, and I end up using the frame tee above it from the framed TV from the Modern Luxe kit, and just decorating this little space here. I'm using one of the modular shelves here from the Dream Home Decorator Pack to help precisely place items. And so I'm just grabbing books and this little vase and a candle. And I actually end up getting rid of that hanging plant in the corner because I put a different plant instead. But I was just very inspired and having so much fun decorating this apartment. I think having these new items and being able to place the windows anywhere has really reinvigorated some like excitement for decorating apartments in the game. I, of course, was already having a lot of fun right before this pack came out because we've been doing our different aesthetics that we've been tackling. But I just think being able to customize the windows now is going to be such a game changer. And of course, I'll be building some more custom apartment buildings as well. And speaking of which, I haven't done one in years, but would y'all be interested in perhaps doing like a let's build of an apartment building or some sort of other residential rental, whether that be a tiny home community, townhouse, anything? We could probably build just like a whole like neighborhood at some point. I think that could be really fun on those bigger lots. So if you have any ideas, do let me know. I think it'd be kind of fun to explore with some different content on the channel now that we have so much more possibilities in the game. But here I am adding some exposed brick. And because I did that, I wanted to change the tile color in the kitchen so it wasn't looking like it matched too well. And then I grabbed some bookcases over here to put by the dining table. And I just thought that these looked really nice here. And this is actually going to be where I put that plant that I put behind the couch, is in between the bookcase and this TV unit here. I just thought it needed something. And so I got an ottoman and I wanted that plant as well. But of course, I didn't want to have the exact same plant in this space. So I did change that out. And we're going to go for my old reliable, which is my favorite plant in the game. I thought about using this base game one, but I did end up going for this one, which is from Dine Out. I use it in pretty much every build. I just like it so much. And then behind the couch, I decided to put a like console table here, and I fill it up with all sorts of decorations. I decided to put the record player there, and then I was really excited because I was like, oh, we have the like milk crate of records from the basement clutter kit. That'll be perfect here. So I just was inspired by that and decorated based on that idea. So we have some books over here. We have the record player. We have, I believe, a hand sculpture from base game. It's like the reference for artists on how to draw hands because hands are very difficult to draw. I went to art school and I can't draw anything, but hands, no, absolutely not. So that's a good item to have if your sim is an artist. I'm not really sure what this sim does, but I think it's a cute little sculpture to have over there anyway. And some books as well. Like I said, I didn't really imagine a specific sim in this space. I was just more so having fun decorating and trying to find what would look nice together and using some of the new items. I didn't like overuse them, but obviously I have the new shelves, I have the new dish rack and the rug and a few items here and there. The new, what's it called? The dining table is from the new pack. And I think that's probably my favorite way to use any new pack, is trying to incorporate those items into any kind of build, because then you can use them in so many different ways. I think it's fun to see how you can kind of combine all of the different packs together. And I did a bunch of base game and just for rent builds when I had early access, and I'll probably do more at some point, but it was just really exciting to do this. I did end up using the new bed in here as well. I used it in this yellow swatch, which I think is my favorite one, but I ended up doing that because the wood swatch matched the floor. And I thought that was nice. But the walls in here are kind of like a muted red color, which is also from the new pack. And then I'm just trying to figure out where to put the dresser to try and make this room functional, because it's a very small room. And I think it worked out okay in the end, just getting a plant in the corner. I get a mirror up above this dresser, and I will decorate that with a couple of like clutter pieces in a little bit. I also put the closet piece next to the bed, and then I get a bedside table over here. I'm pretty sure I ended up using the pedestal one that came from Growing Together in like a gold swatch. I tried a few different ones, and I left in a lot more of this footage since it's a shorter build, but this is the one I ended up going with. I thought it was really pretty. We got some flowers, a basket, and I believe just like the little clutter item from Everyday Clutter where you can put your glasses and your watch and stuff. And then I get a painting up above the bed, and I don't know what it was about this painting. I love this one and I overuse it. It's from Dream Home Decorator, but something about this just felt perfect for this space. I think it's just like the sun rising over and it being like a red color and the color scheme I had in this apartment. It just felt really good. And then I got this beautiful gold box and some books, and then another mirror in here. I used my Jungle Adventure favorite mirror. So I'm always excited when I get to use that. And then I really wanted to find a rug that had both red and yellow. And I ended up grabbing this one, which I think is from the Decor to the Max kit. And I just thought it looked absolutely gorgeous in there. So that's what I ended up using. And then lastly, we're moving on into the bathroom. And I used the new shower and the new sink and a cats and dogs toilet. And it's a pretty simply decorated bathroom, but I like using new fixtures, of course. And I ended up getting some colorful towels in here and some bathrobes. I was imagining only 1 or 2 Sims lived in this apartment, and they were pretty clean and organized. So that's what I decided to do here, even though we did get a lot of like grungy decals, which I really, really want to use. I'm excited for that. But that's pretty much it for this apartment. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed those screenshots, and I will see you all very soon for another speed build. Bye, everyone.